9 years, 8 or 9 years, so young. So let's say this was our home. What used to happen in those days, and plus we, because our family was broken and so we were not very rich at that time, um, we didn't have any refrigerators, and this is, I'm talking about 70s. So what used to happen was that milk was a part of a dinner and a part of the morning, and tea used to be there, or milk based things. So what used to happen was, almost in every street, every neighborhood, somewhere on a corner, there used to be a milkman's place where there were cows, and I do not know how to draw a cow. So this is the cow, where there were cows, and then there would be, the milkman would sit here. And so what they would do is, every evening and every morning, the milkman would milk the cows, and then they would bring that milk over here and put it there to sell. So what you do is, for dinner or for the morning, if it is cooler outside during the night, you would go all the way to the milkman, and you would bring your little milk container, and you would say, give me 1 liter milk or 2 liter milk or something. And you would pay them, you get the milk, you bring it back. The women in the house are now waiting for the milk to arrive, and then they would make tea from it and use it in the dinner, or other things with the milk, or put it for the morning, so you don't have to run to go get milk in the morning. So I used to be the one who used to go get milk in the evening. And so, 8, 9 years of age, I would pick up my little container every evening. I'll walk, go here, give him the container, the milkman. He would put a couple of liters or whatever, and then I'll come back. And that's the routine. Now, one day, I saw that there was a little girl who was also going for milk. And she had her little container in her hand, and she was going for the milk as well. And so, fine, she's going for the milk, and I'm going for the milk as well. And so I saw her one day, 2 days. So one day I asked her, I said, what is your name? And she said, my name is Maruch. And I had never heard this name before. Of course, I'm 8 or 9 years. So Maruch, Maruch, that was her name. So we both kind of talked, and we went together to get the milk. And then um, on the way back, Maruch just kept going towards her home, and I went in here. And when I went in, I told my mom, I said, today I had a friend, her name is Maruch. And then I asked my mother, I said, what does Maruch mean? And my mother said, Maruch means someone with the face of the moon. Mah means moon, and Ruch means face. So my little brain went, oh wow, her face is like a moon. So I just became so enamored with the idea of her face being a moon. So now I would wait the next day. I'll sit here till Maruch would come, and then when she is moving to then I would join her as well, and we'll go together and we'll bring the milk. So 1 or 2 days like this, and we kept talking. And then one day what happened was, Maruk and I went together. We got the milk, and then on the way back, I did not go to my home. I just kept my container with me, and we both walked. And this is us walking. We both walked and walked and walked. And Maruk's house was, you go this street, and then you go this, and then somewhere over here was her house. So I went to Maruk's house. And then we put our milk on the side, and we started playing. So we were both young and little. So we had those little trucks and stuff. And so we started playing. A few hours later, Marukh's mother came in and she said to me, she said, Mubin, you should, she asked me, what is your name and where do you live and who's your parents and blah. And then she said, it is too late. You should go back home. Now remember, this is evening time already, that you go get the milk for dinner. So imagine you go out for dinner, milk for dinner, and usually you come back in 10 minutes and now you have disappeared for 2 hours. So here in my home, what was happening was my uncle, my mother's brother, he came back from the office. The milk was supposed to be there for tea and everything and dinner. And now Mubin is not there and milk is not there. And my mother is crying and my uncle is back home and he's saying, why are you crying? And my mother said, Mubin never came back. He went out. We have seen everywhere in the street. He's not there. The milkman says that he took the container and the milk and he went back home and he never reached here. So imagine now they have no clue where I am. And for 2, 3 hours in the dark of the night, they just kept looking around. And when Marukh's mother asked me to go back now, I started just coming back with my container. And now, as soon as I turned back to my street, my whole family and the neighbors and the whole world was looking for me. And then there were yells and screams as, oh, Mubin, there he is. And then they brought me back in. Of course, the milk was not the bigger problem. I was. So I was correctly disciplined and punished enough that I would never go to Marukh's home again without telling. And that is the Marukh story. Okay, so so this is the story. I got beaten up. So back here.